focus on the two unopened doors, the one inches from my face and the one in the center of the hallway. Bang, 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 and the door jamb splinters in 3 areas. Well, my dumb ass thinks my teammates are shooting at the dog. The thing must be aggressive as hell, but still. Watch your sights, I say. That ain't us, bro, someone replies. Then it hits me. Hits us. Someone is behind that door, armed with a weapon. Could be 1 person in there, 2, maybe more. We have no way of knowing. We came here to secure dope, not get cops killed, which is why our team leader immediately orders us to a fallback position. Mission has changed, he tells us. We've got other tools we can deploy. Because we have at least 1 armed suspect, we set up a barricade protocol. The first step is to evacuate the nearest apartments as discreetly as possible. Then we get on the bullhorn, ordering the neighbors outside the evacuation area to stay in their homes. We start negotiating with the shooter. He doesn't respond. Bystanders do. They film the exchange with their phones. A remote-controlled robot carries a pair of explosive devices into the apartment and affixes them to the 2 interior doors that remain closed. After the robot leaves, we detonate the devices. The overpressure of the explosive breach blows the doors open. More shots are fired from inside the apartment. The shooter thinks we're still in there. A woman carrying a baby leaves the apartment, followed by a second guy. We're on them quickly. They tell us there's 1 more person in there. He's armed with an AK-47. Finally, the shooter surrenders. We quickly discover why. His AK malfunctioned. The dog ran out of the apartment, unharmed. Our goal is to always end the situation peacefully, to use whatever methods we can to get the suspect to surrender, and then safely remove him or her from the situation. In the days that follow, people keep asking me what it was like getting into a gunfight. It's not like the movies, I say. It's sensory overload. All I knew for certain is that bullets were flying everywhere. Well, you should have sprayed that door with your rifle, some people say. Everybody's got an opinion on what law enforcement should be doing. And I'm like, man, if they got all the answers, we're always taking applications. What they don't understand is that we're accountable for every round we send downrange. That if I haven't positively identified a target, including the suspect, I can't shoot. That there's a potential lawsuit attached to every single bullet. Oh man, you're a full-time SWAT. That must be terrifying, people say to me. My response is to always highlight the strength of my team. I'm going in with a bunch of guys who are just as highly trained as I am, with the best equipment, with all of our tools and technology, and a lot of knowledge about what we're about to get into. I tell them. My colleagues who are by themselves and stop a car for a taillight out at 3 a.m., with no clue what they're getting into and backup is at least a radio call away? All things considered, I think that's a more dangerous job. Now I'm working to train other guys in SWAT, and we want thinkers, not just tough guys. We want tough guys who can reason. People might think they want cops who aren't influenced emotionally, cops who do their jobs like robots. But when you're stopped on the way to the hospital, speeding to say goodbye to your grandmother who's dying, you don't want a robot. You want somebody who's going to identify with your situation emotionally. You want a human. We always operate off of safety priorities and priorities of life. Our team leader drills into us. As for the person you're dealing with, you'll never know what he or she is willing to do that day, what their compliance level is. So your situational awareness has always got to be on point. As for the sensory overload I experienced, it takes a lot of exposure to those situations and circumstances before you start to develop some clarity and tactical maturity, I learn. Where are we at in the priorities of life here, or the safety priorities? I constantly assess in any situation. Hostages come first, because they're not free to leave the situation. Next are innocent civilians, people we need to evacuate.